Hi, fifth graders. Okay, for my assignment today, I get to work on elaboration in my personal narrative. And so you can see that I have up here, there are a couple of different ways to elaborate. Number one, you can tell me more. Maybe there's parts that you left out because in your brain you know what happens, but you have to make sure you say that to your readers. You also could add dialogue. Anytime somebody might say something, you can show emotion. So, like, what does it look like when I have that emotion rather than just saying I'm sad? Or you can also use your five senses to describe some of the things that you see, hear, taste, etc. Okay. Now, what you're going to do today is you're going to go into your personal narrative and you are going to use in each of these paragraphs one of the strategies for elaboration. And you're going to show the elaboration by changing the color of your font. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's say I want to look at this first paragraph. The day was warm and the sun shone through the window onto the couch where I was sitting. I sat against the warm cushions, glaring at my sister who had just come back from a birthday party. It was so much fun, she bragged. She was holding a party bag stuffed full of candy, like a balloon about to pop. She pulled out a round pink container filled with bubble gum that smelled like the blueberries from a fairy's garden. I started to salivate at the thought of chewing. Oh, let me change that. Of chewing a piece of that delicious gum. Now, here's where I can use the strategy of tell me more. Okay, I have a couple of things that I forgot to tell you in my first paragraph. I forgot to tell you who my sister is, what's her name, and I forgot to tell you what kind of bubble gum it was. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to put my cursor. It was so fun, she bragged. Let's see. I sat against the warm cushions, glaring at my sister. I'm going to put a spot here, and I'm going to change the color of my font to blue. Okay, my sister Amy, who had just come back from the birthday party. It was so much fun, she bragged. I'm also going to add in that she's my younger sister. I'm going to change the font color again. Sometimes it doesn't stay if you change your spot. My younger sister, Amy, who had just come back from the birthday party. So much fun. Oh yeah, and then I was going to add this part about how it was bubble tape. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to change my font to blue. And then I'm going to put in here, let's see. She pulled out a round pink container filled with bubble gum that smelled like blueberries from a fairy's garden. It was bubble tape. I had never had bubble tape before, and I was immediately jealous. I think my readers need to know that part, right? Now I'm going to go down to my next paragraph. Just when I thought Amy would never leave, she got up and headed toward her bedroom. But there on the counter was the roll of bubble tape pulling me toward it. Yes, I whispered to myself. I tiptoed over and I pulled out a long, beautiful piece of gum, then shoved it into my mouth. Nothing had ever tasted so good. I was so excited that I had a secret. Okay, I'm going to go up to my elaboration strategies. I'm going to think, could I add some more dialogue? Not really, because there's only me in the room, right? Could I use my five senses? Absolutely. I could probably even describe more about the taste of the bubblegum. So let's go over here. But there on the counter was the roll of bubble tape pulling me toward it. Yes, I whispered to myself. I tiptoed over and pulled out a long, beautiful piece of gum and then shoved it into my mouth. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna change my color. I'm gonna say the flavors, the sweet flavor took over my taste buds and I don't know, and tingled, took over my taste buds. We'll start with that, okay? The sweet power took over my taste buds. Yeah, we'll try that, okay? So you're going to go through each of your paragraphs. You'll see that in this one right here, I can add a lot more. It's kind of a short paragraph. And as I go, I'm going to look through and see what are the ways that I can use these elaboration strategies. So now you can see that as you go through, you can track the ways that you elaborate. When you get all done, you're going to go back into Canvas and you're going to type right here it says, when you're finished, list the ways you elaborated in the text box and submit this Canvas assignment. So I went through and I added my 5 senses, I told more, I showed emotions, and I even added some dialogue in my story. Okay. All right. Good luck. I can't wait to read your stories.